guys and ghouls, so today I have a super exciting unboxing to do for you. I've had this box in my claws for a few days now and I am so excited that I'm finally sitting down to open it with you. I don't know what it's like where you live, but finally the leaves have started to flutter down. It's been super windy, there's been showers, it's been cold enough for spooky jumpers and fluffy socks, and just generally it's been feeling very autumnal. So one of the reasons why I absolutely love this time of the year is there are so many Halloween hauls appearing on YouTube. Now last year I did discover a YouTube channel called Halloween Prints and they had uploaded a couple of Halloween hauls. Well, this year they reappeared and they had a whole new batch of Halloween videos. I got talking to the man that owns Halloween Prints and I was delighted to find out that from now on he was regularly uploading on his channel full of spooky videos and crafty videos and just generally all the kind of content which I love watching. So I will leave a link down below to his channel, but the reason why I'm here today is because he sent me a box. Now this massive box arrived in the post and it says open on camera. So I'm going to open it on camera. Now I do have a slight inkling of what's in here just because he messaged me to ask my address and things, and I definitely feel like you guys are going to love what's in here. It is wrapped in this paper. It came really nicely boxed up. It also came signed for, which I always really appreciate because I do hate it when things get lost in the post. I've recently had to send about 45 emails to a company because I was sent a piece of jewelry in the post which never arrived, which was fantastic. And then miraculously it arrived yesterday and it was sent first class. So did they send it? Who knows? Anyway, let's open this up. It feels like Christmas. Inside we have a box. I do love it when things are wrapped in wrapping paper. It makes me feel like it's my birthday or something. So then everything is wrapped in this like plastic sheet. So let me just use my handy dandy scissors which I've got here to open it up. Whew, pass the parcel. So then we have our actual box which has been packaged really well just with packing tape. So I'm going to open it really carefully because I don't want to go through to the inside. I'm already so excited. I can just see like the top bit. I will show you what I can see. Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see this? Can you see this bat? Right, there is a bat right here and there is a pumpkin and another pumpkin and a skull. Are you ready? Are you ready to feel spooktacular? So in this box is this gorgeous Halloween quilt. Guys, this is just what I needed, honestly. They were saying the weather has taken its turn in England and it is definitely time for quilt weather. This thing is absolutely massive. I'm like unfolding it and it just keeps getting bigger. Look how glorious this is. It is a massive Halloween quilt covered in bats and pumpkins and skulls and it's a lot for me to take in. I'm just going to check the box just before I show you the rest of this quilt in detail. Okay, so there is some like black and purple tissue paper. I absolutely love this shade of purple. And a letter that says The Haunted Bat. So I'm very glad I did check. Otherwise I could be missing some vital information. Can we just appreciate all these little bats in the corner here? I've just folded down the top of the letter just to hide addresses. But as you can see, there is this cute little letter and this cute little black cat with green eyes sat on a very cheeky looking pumpkin. So I will read you this letter. This quilt is finished. Woohoo! I started on Friday the 14th and finished on Sunday the 16th. That literally is 2 days. That is insane. So I worked through nights to get this quilt ready for you. Oh, thank you very much. I usually get lots of orders this time of year, so I like to make sure I use my time wisely, which I really appreciate. I think some people do take for granted when it comes to like homemade items. They do take a while to hand make, and people do actually devote their whole life to making them. I had lots of fun making this quilt and it gave me a chance to come up with my own quilt block idea, which I call the Diamond Pumpkin Block. How exciting does that sound? The quilt is made from 100% cotton fabric, which I purchased from fabricguild.co.uk, which I will leave a link down to below for you. And he does mention, if you know any crafty people that appreciate good fabric at an amazing price, then definitely let them know about Fabric Guild. So as I said, I will leave a link down below. I know lots of you are super crafty and I myself am going to go check it out because there may be some good fabric for my doll's house in there. I hope you like this one-of-a-kind quilt. It's being made with you in mind. Nobody else will have it because the Diamond Pumpkin Quilt now belongs to you and will be yours forever. Just remember, quilts are more than fabric. They're warmth when you're cold, protection when you're scared, and individual pieces of art crafted by hand. I absolutely love that. That is amazing. Stay spooky, regards, Martin. And then he has left a link to his Facebook and also his Instagram, which again I will leave down below along with a direct link to his YouTube in case you want to watch his spooktacular videos. Now that the paperwork is out of the way, I can now show you this quilt. I did tell him that I had a double bed, and from the looks of it, this is going to cover my whole bed. Now unfortunately I just literally like 10 minutes ago set up all of this stuff on the back of my bed, so I'm not going to put it on my bed right now. When I clear off all of these plushies and put them in boxes under my bed, I will be adding this quilt, one to keep me warm and two so that I can show you how it looks like on my actual bed. But first I'll just show it to you nice and up close because the pattern does repeat throughout, and then you can get an idea of how it looks across the whole of the bed. So first impressions is this is a really lovely like soft quilt. As he said, it's made out of 100% cotton, and you can tell that because it's a super nice feeling fabric. I do find with some like synthetic fabrics they can be a bit scratchy or they can be almost a bit slidey, which when it comes to bedding is not a kind of consistency of fabric which I like, but cotton works so well for this. You can see I have it like draped down on me while I'm sitting here, and honestly I'm feeling so nice and toasty under here. I've got my Halloween pajama bottoms on. It is making me feel extra spooktacular, and on the inside of this quilt, as you can see, it has been lined in black. So as a first impression, the fabric feels amazing. I definitely feel nice and warm and toasty under here, and just kind of giving it a once over, doesn't seem like there's any imperfections. So straight up I can say first impressions, I am so like delighted and amazed by the quality of this, especially as it's handmade as well. I think there's always that thing when you're kind of buying something handmade, you don't know if it's going to be kind of better than a factory made thing or if it's going to be a little bit bodged, but I definitely say this is such a nice quality. It's probably better than anything which a factory or like a machine could make. So let's go in and look at the spooky details. So it consists of these black and white squares which are kind of checkered, is that the right word, all over the actual quilt itself, and it's sort of the same fabric on each one but the colours are slightly different. So the first fabric, which I definitely think this is my favourite fabric over the whole thing, is this black and orange fabric, and it has little skulls on, little pumpkins, and there are also cute little bats as well. And so what it seems he's done, I've never actually made a quilt like this. I did make a quilt out of tea towels once, but god it was awful, and it just sits in the back of my car in case I ever break down. But it seems like how he's made this is he's got like different panels. So there's like a panel down this side, a panel across the top, a panel down the side, and then another one at the bottom, and then there's little triangular panels here, and then you have the pumpkin diamond in the middle. So as you can see, this print is really gorgeous. It kind of almost gives me vintage Halloween vibes, and all across it he's done this kind of wiggly quilting pattern, which I believe is what kind of makes it a quilt and makes it nice and warm and just sort of finishes the whole thing off. And then the diamond pumpkin part in the middle is this lovely like orange fabric. It almost reminds me of watercolor, but it's really gorgeous. There's loads of different like orange gradients in there. I feel like these fabric choices go really nicely together. And then the white squares look like this. So again, it's a very similar fabric, however this one has three colours in. So you've got your white background, and then you've also got the print in black and orange. So you have little pumpkins, again more pumpkins and skulls, and also there are bats on there as well. So these kind of squiggly patterns go all over it. I did actually see a video of him quilting, so if I can I will insert it now because it's absolutely mesmerizing to watch. I'm not even kidding, I think I watched that video about 10 times because I was like, how is he doing this? He's like woo, and it's like insane to watch. So if I can insert it, I will insert it now just because I was absolutely blown away when I saw it. Our little diamond pumpkin in the middle. However, the lines on this one is like vertical and on this one it's horizontal. So we've got like horizontal ones here, vertical, and then back to horizontal again. So this is the pattern which is kind of continued all the way through, and then as I said, the back is just plain black, which I really like. I feel like it will go very nicely with the rest of my room decor, and I just feel like this is going to be so perfect for these cold autumnal nights which are definitely heading our way here in England. So I will insert some clips now of how this duvet looks like on my bed. I do have a few Halloween hauls to film today. I feel like I may just sit here with this duvet down on my legs because it is just so warm and snuggly in here, and it's that kind of temperature where you just feel cozy. You don't feel like overheating, you don't feel like I could do with another blanket. It's just like the perfect toasty temperature under here. So as I said, I will insert some clips now of how it looks like on my bed. Okay, so it is a couple of nights later. It is dark outside, it is nighttime. I did have this quilt for the first time last night on my bed. It got really chilly last night, and then I was like, what am I doing? I have a quilt. So I put this on, and honestly, it was so toasty. It was like the perfect temperature though, because I tend to like, I go to sleep cold and I wake up in a really hot sweat. But I swear it's probably the first night in a really long time where I actually woke up just feeling toasty. I wasn't like boiling hot and I wasn't like freezing my toes off. So I was really pleased with it last night. So I can tell you, tried and tested, definitely works as a quilt. But I thought I'd show you what it looks like actually on my bed. So for all of you who wonder about my bed, this is how my bed looks like on a daily basis. Like on an average day, this is how you will find my bed. If I am not sleeping in it at night, then I'll put all my plushes in. But since I literally woke up this morning, went to uni, and then have come back and it's dark and I'm gonna go to bed soon, I don't bother putting everything out just because it doesn't make much sense. So this is how it just looks when it's an everyday. And as you can see, I haven't paid much attention because, let me crawl across my bed, I decided to put this around the wrong way. So as you can see, this is just how it looks, and the quilt fits on there really nicely. I'm really pleased with the size of it. It covers the whole top of my bed and hangs down a tiny bit on the sides, so that's really nice. Because of the weight of it as well, it actually like stayed in place all night. I do move around a lot. When I woke up, it was still on the top of my bed, so that's always really handy. I have had blankets before and I've woken up and they've just like slid on the floor, so I was really pleased with that. So I was going to show you up close how this looks, just because like as you can see it's really big and I couldn't like hold it all up in shot. But this is how it kind of looks like when it's on my bed. So as you can see, there's the different checkers. You've got the black and the white checkers, but to be honest, when you kind of step back and look at it, it does look like primarily orange, if that makes sense. I mean, you've got your diamond pumpkins in the middle of each of the squares, and then there's orange within the black and orange within the white, so it does give a very warm appearance. I feel like if you go very close into it, you obviously see like white and black, and those are like the main colours you see. Overall, I think it has a very like warm tone to it, even though you've got like the very big contrast between black and white. Overall, it does have like an orangey warm feel, and of course, as I showed you, it is lined in black, so I could potentially just have a black one on there if I wasn't feeling spooky, but I honestly cannot think of a day when that would be. But also, if I show you this black, you can see a few of those sewing lines. So that's the kind of squiggly pattern which you can see actually on the top of the quilt, but because you got the design, you can't see it that well. So if I show you over to the black, you can see just how much work has been put in there. Imagine having to sew every single one of those squiggles. It must have taken forever. So yeah, that's what the quilt looks like actually on my bed. I am so happy with it. It is so warm, as I said, tried and tested. Honestly, I'd recommend this to absolutely anyone. I think as well, in the summer, what I may do is actually just use this as a duvet, because it is still like quite thick, so it would be like good just to kind of keep you warm when it's really hot, because I find in the like summer month it's too hot for me to have a duvet. So I'm kind of excited to see what it's like in the summer, see whether or not I can use that as a duvet, because the material, as I said, is cotton, so it's really soft. It's not scratchy at all, so I think it would be very comfy to actually sleep directly under. But so far I've had it like on top of my duvet and then I've been under my duvet, if that makes sense. Cannot say thank you enough to Martin for making me this gorgeous quilt. It is so well finished. It's been like properly edged all the way around. Honestly, it's probably one of the most professionally made quilts I've seen. I have been quilt shopping before and have never found one which I have actually liked, and this one definitely met all of the criteria I could ever want for a quilt. It's spooky, it's Halloween, it has my favourite colours on, and it's just gonna fit in so nicely. The only problem is I probably am gonna keep it on my bed all year, so I'm hoping that next summer isn't going to be hot, because I'm going to refuse to take this off my bed ever again. So I'm absolutely delighted by the quality. When he says he worked through the nights, I honestly believe him. So thank you so much. There must have been so much time and effort that's gone into it, and I really, really do appreciate it. So as I said, I will leave links down below. Go and check out Martin's Facebook store if you would like to get one of these quilts. I did notice this morning he put up one which is more general, it's more floral, and if you are perhaps looking for a present for someone who doesn't live the spooky life but still would appreciate being toasty in these autumnal and winter months, then it would be a perfect gift for them. And from what I can see, his prices are super, super reasonable for the fact that you're buying a quilt, so it's a very big thing to receive, and also the fact that it is fully handmade. All the fabric which goes into it all the time is just mind-boggling. So as I said, I'll leave links below. Don't hesitate to send him a message. I'm pretty certain that he would be happy to make any kind of custom quilting things or crafty things. I know that he has made various pillows and cushions and like dolls and things in the past. He is a very, very crafty guy, so definitely if you are looking to get some kind of spooky fabric item, especially a quilt, I would go check out his Facebook page, which as I said I will leave down below. And also, as a personal little recommendation to myself, I will leave the Halloween Prince YouTube channel down below, because you guys are always after more Halloween hauls and I cannot create enough for you guys. So I recommend going over and checking out his ones. A massive, massive thank you to XANDER Quilts for creating this for me. I will leave links to everything that you need down below. And from now on, I'm sure in the background here, you'll be seeing little glimpses of my new spooktacular quilt. So thank you very much for watching. If you do have any questions or comments, please do leave them down below. If it's sunny where you are, I hope you're enjoying the shade, and I'll see you next time. Bye!